Howdy, y'all. So on the next episode of Ricky's Big World, we gonna spill all the tea.
I had a personal assistant.
Ricky?
I had a PA. Yes. And she would come up there and she's like, Mr. Ricky. I said, it's just
She
Ricky.
said Sir Ricky?
Mr.
Oh,
Ricky.
Mr.
Back in the pizza world caverns, behind the test ovens, and in reality next to the bathrooms, it's Ricky's Big World.
Hey, and welcome back to Ricky's Big World. Ooh, let me tell you what, we got some tea to spill. All right, so, back in Iowa again, and never left actually. And
You just live here now.
I live here now. Which, by the way, we sold our house.
Nice.
We sold our house.
Congratulations.
It was in Iowa City, so, we got money again. No more double mortgages.
Nice.
All right, so what do you want to talk about today?
Well, I heard from a little birdie. Basically, the birdie's you. And your Facebook page.
Oh.
That you may have booked some jobs, and I want to talk about how your life has been with acting lately. Now, I understand. I'm going into this knowing that there are little things called NDAs. So we're not
non-disclosure agreement, if you don't know.
So we're not going to get all the details.
Right.
But I want you to spill as much tea as you can. Oh, we got tea. Spill the tea. Spill what you can.
All right.
I'm here for it.
So, as you know, I started a voiceover studio.
Yeah.
So, studiobvox.com. And
we could put a link to it down.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of, demos and all that on there. Well, I landed, the audiobook one's going well until this happened. So I'm postponing some chapters on that one.
Okay.
That's ongoing.
So you have an audiobook. Is there
audiobook.
any information you can give us about the audiobook?
It is called Sacred Rhythms. And it's through Audible. And what it is about a woman and a man discover each other. She's more of a corporate personality. He is a Native American who wants to create a church that blends Southern gospel with R&B, hip hop, and all that, and to bring different communities and cultures together.
Okay.
And it's 74 chapters long.
Wow.
I'm on chapter 12. So
You got a little bit.
got a little bit. But the thing about it is there has to be continuity in the voice. So when I go to do a new chapter, I have to re-listen to the old chapter to make sure I get that voice right.
Right.
So here I am. Now I've got this voice issue going on. So I have to stop for right now so I can get it healed up again.
That's something that I have never considered before in terms of doing voice acting, which is that the voice has to be consistent. So if you have things like colds or nasal drips, like
what I have now, sinus drip.
Yeah, I had never really considered that could impact it.
Oh, very much so. Because I do different voices in the audiobook. So not only do I play Mia, but also play Gabriel. I'm the narrator. There's a DJ that I'm doing his voice to. There's a gospel singer I'm doing her voice to. So it's just multiple ones that you have to do, and I have to separate them.
Yeah.
And then sounding like this, that's a whole new character right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably harder to do the female characters.
It is. I'm not very good at doing that. But at the same time, they're not expecting me to sound exactly like Gabriel, sound like this. Like with Gabriel, I just lower my voice a little bit.
Right.
And his character is very laid back, mellow.
Yeah.
While Mia is a little bit more uptight and all that. And
So
I raise my voice.
Slight differentiation so you know who's
right.
talking.
Exactly. So it's just to do that. But it's a very interesting book. I did the demo for them. They loved it. They said they love that good, slow, Southern, deep role that I did.
Yeah.
because the very beginning of it is in the heart of the city where the spirits are. Well, how's it go? In the heart of the city where the spirits fly and the nightlife is bright. So I did.
That
like
is really good.
So, and this voice has sound real good too. I like that, but thank you.
We should do a whole episode where you're just like doing voices.
This is scat Stevens. Yes. No, so that's going on. And then I got the video game that I'm supposed to be doing. So I've already got the character with that. So my character is Scott. He's a warden with a prison system in a video game called Get Prepped. Now, it's through a game company called Press X to Play. And they contacted me about the role. And so I auditioned and I got the role. They're still getting people, but there's people in here that are like, did you ever see that TV show? I think it's back in the 90s called Head of the Class.
I know about it. I've never seen it.
The woman who plays Simone, Catherine, she's in it. If you ever watched the movie Norbit with Eddie Murphy, he plays Rasputia and all that.
It's been a long time, but yeah.
One of the guys who plays the brother, Lester, he's in it.
Okay.
LaJohn, who was in Pirates of the Caribbean movies, he's in it.
Oh my goodness.
So there's a lot of all these actors.
Yeah.
There's a couple actors that their main acting job is voiceover for video games like Warhammer, Call of Duty. They're in it.
Wow.
And I'm like, y'all want me to play a part?
Right.
I was floored
Yeah.
when they wanted me to play a role in it. So I'm very happy with that. So it hasn't started yet because they're still getting everything together, the script and all that. So I got that gig going. A couple of little small things for voiceover side. Now the acting side on film, that's going pretty cool. I actually just came back from Atlanta where I auditioned and got a role. I was surprised I got this role too. I can't say. I want to say who.
Better
it is
safe than
so
sorry.
bad, but this is a major one. So it's a major network TV series.
Oh my goodness. So like are the fam going to be able to watch you once it comes out?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be everywhere.
Everywhere.
You know how we got the big major network
Yeah.
things now, like Netflix, Hulu. What's some of the other ones?
Isn't it crazy that you would say Netflix and Hulu are like major networks?
They are.
Which they are.
They
But, like,
make major movies.
I think like for me, my generation is like I think ABC, NBC.
I did too.
And I'm still, I mean, like I'm not super old, but I'm a millennial. But
no, I'm
that's
with you
what
on
I
that.
think of.
But when you see who's making movies now that
yeah,
are like
Netflix and
really getting it,
yeah,
Netflix, Hulu, Prime is making a lot of
absolutely.
movies. So there's always
Apple
platforms.
TV now.
Oh, Apple TV's got great shows.
Oh my gosh, I saw. Side note, See, really good show.
What is it?
See, that has Jason Momoa in it.
Oh, I don't do Jason mayonnaise. I don't do Jason mayonnaise at all. I'm
Besides-
jealous. I'm deeply jealous of the man. That's the problem. Okay.
It's a phenomenal show, but
And
they have some great shows on there.
y'all Iowans, well, not you. I know you're from California, but these Iowans talking about, well, Jason Momoa is from here. No, he ain't. That's like me saying I'm from here. I lived here too. He lived here. He's from Hawaii,
Yes,
but he lived here because his grandmammy lived here. All right, so he ain't from no damn Iowa. So just, I get tired because I can't. When I was saying it when I was at the radio station, because I left the radio station, y'all know that. Every time Jason mayonnaise was brought up,
mayonnaise. What?
remember Susan from the radio station?
Yeah.
She wanted a life-size cutout of Jason, and I said, if you get that, I'm putting mayonnaise on him.
Oh my.
He's forever Jason mayonnaise. So anyway, I don't want to talk about him no more. But I'm jealous. I swear I'm jealous as hell. That's why when that commercial came out where he was taking off his arm muscles.
Oh, yeah.
And he sat down bald headed and everything
Yeah.
else. I said, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. I needed that. Thank you.
Well, anyways, my original point, Apple TV is also a very big
Apple
network
TV.
as well.
So it's the only thing I'll say is one of those big networks. And another big network is attached to it. So I auditioned. It was wheelchair specific too.
Really?
It was handicap specific role. And so I went to Atlanta, filmed for a week because we filmed episode 1 and 2. And it's an ongoing thing. It's got 2 major stars in it.
Wow.
There's some other actors from like shows like Stranger Things that's in it too. And so it was really, really cool. Today is doing it in my mind. So, all right. So this is about several weeks ago that I did this.
Yeah.
And had a blast.
Is it a smaller part, a medium part?
No, it's a smaller part.
Okay.
You know, and I don't know if it will be picked back up. The role will be picked back up again because of the type of part it is.
Okay.
I'm just grateful to be.
Yeah, of
kind
course.
part in it.
Yeah.
So
I'm just trying to dig for more tea. I know you can't say anything. That's why I'm like,
it's so hard not to be able to say.
it.
I will say this: we filmed a lot on water.
Okay.
And it was supposed to be filmed a little bit in the past, not a lot, and just a few years in the back, and in the cold weather. So it was hot, and I had to wear layers of jackets and sweaters and all that.
Pretend it's cold.
But I had to pretend it's cold, and I'm like, y'all, I'm fat, I'm sweating Crisco. Y'all please don't walk behind me because y'all be slipping and sliding on the grease that's dripping off my back. So please don't do that.
Can you talk a little bit, and I don't know if you can, but about the experience in terms of like costumes, fittings, or like going to and from set? Like, how was that?
Okay, so they put me in a hotel.
Okay.
I had a shuttle service that came, picked me up,
Ooh.
took me to base camp. Now, base camp, for those who don't know, is an area where they've got hair and makeup, they got your trailer, they've got craft services for food and all that. And then they get you there so you can change to your costume. I had a very lovely trailer. This is so nice.
Was it just yours?
Yeah,
Oh my! You had your own trailer.
own trailer.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I thought so too. Had a character's name on the door,
Wow.
not mine,
Yeah.
just character.
Well,
And that's okay.
and what's it like in terms of getting like hair and makeup done that day? Like, what's the routine? What's that like?
They were
Tell me about it.
okay. So number one,
See, I told you I was gonna dig to get try to get what I can.
because the character is supposed to be handicapped and in a wheelchair, they asked me, well, are you going to be able to get on the shuttle? Okay. Are you going to be able to get up in the hair and makeup in your trailer because there's stairs? And I said, sir, I'm a double leg amputee. I walk great with prosthetic legs. Oh, we didn't know that. Now you do. So, and that's a legitimate question.
Yeah.
So you go in there and go ahead and get dressed. And I don't walk well in pants because it feels like I'm walking in molasses, long pants. So that was an issue. But so I had a personal assistant.
Ricky.
I had a PA. Yes. And she would come up there and she's like, Mr. Ricky. I said, it's just
She
Ricky.
said Sir Ricky?
Mr.
Oh,
Ricky.
Mister. Ooh.
And so she walked up, do you need anything? You got everything you need. And then she come up, she said, she have her headset on, so she's talking to people, and she come up, she's like, okay, it's time for hair and makeup. So I'll walk down them damn steps. We walk to the hair and makeup trailer, which is a long, big old thing. It's got several doors. You walk up in it. Seats are lining inside, mirror, mirror, mirror. And all of our pictures are up on the thing. All right. I see mine and everybody else, and I see the 2 major stars, and then I'm sitting next to him, right? He's like, hey, Ricky, how you doing? And I'm like,
You straight schoolgirl.
I'm not starstruck, but he was an all right guy. Anyway, so first you do, I guess it didn't really matter, but I was doing makeup first. So I have psoriasis, as you know, up on the head. So they have special makeup for that. So they were able to take that out. They this heavy. They use Dermalogica
Yeah.
and for the lotion, which I want so bad. But I looked at the price. I'm like,
You're like, never mind.
that's a little expensive.
We'll have to find you a dupe.
Who?
we'll have to find you a dupe.
What's a dupe?
Like it's a different product, cheaper price, like a generic version.
Oh, okay, dupe. Yeah, all right. The ghetto version.
What? Hey.
The ghetto. We're gonna find a ghetto version. All right. So you get so sensitive about. If I said ghetto version, it's fine.
No, I didn't mean it like that. It's just the product. The brand is probably great. Like
it's actually called dupe.
No, like, for example, like if you have an expensive product, like a MAC product, let's say makeup, MAC, you might be able to find a dupe in e.l.f. That's a different brand.
We call that alternative.
Yeah.
People want to call it dupe.
It's a dupe. But they make the same product, it's just at a cheaper price.
When I was on Chicago PD, they had a brand called Rachel. I never heard of it before. I even researched, I couldn't find it. And everybody, all the makeup people had it.
Really?
It was crazy. It was one specific brand for everybody called Rachel. So I don't know.
I'll have to look into that.
So she does, we're talking, does the hair and makeup, the makeup and all that. And why you keep looking over there? I'm trying to talk to you.
I was just, I thought that they started dough. And I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, Ricky's going to be able to have pizza from the new restaurant on the podcast for the first time soon.
That's the issue.
Yeah. My ADHD just got the best of me, okay?
All right. So then I had to switch chairs. I had to go over there to the hair side. And then I actually grew my hair out, and I didn't shave in case they wanted something. So they shaved me completely. They trimmed the hair. And I'm dying to get a haircut now, because it is touching my ears and it's driving me up a wall. So, they do their thing, and they put all this coverage on so none of the makeup gets on the clothes. And again, it's hot, so thank God they had the air conditioning on in that truck. So then, after I'm done, I go back to my trailer, and then I wait, and they say, okay, we're ready to go on set. So they take all of us into a van, and then we drive to the set, wherever it is. One maybe in a medical facility, is all I'm going to say. One may be at the water. What's that?
The oven just kicked on. Oh, I think the fan just kicked on.
That's cool. I wonder if y'all can hear it or not.
Oh, I'm sure there was a difference, like, immediately.
So
I wonder, too, like, how loud it'll be now that we're, like, the farthest away from the kitchen we possibly could be. Like, if it really is that loud or not.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Well, yeah. Well, experiment.
Yeah.
It is. So then we go, and then we go to set, and then for the inside, we're placed into a holding room, just us. And there's a lot of background actors too, but and they call it first team, second team, third team. We're considered the first team. So we all go with the main actors, and we all sit in the one room. Or if it's an outdoor scene, they have special tents that are up. And they even have, because it was so hot, they have these portable air conditioners that are 5 feet tall and then massive, and it just blows ice cold air into the tents.
Really?
I didn't know
so nice.
I've seen the little versions like on Amazon or whatever, but I haven't seen that. And then your PA comes by. Do you want anything to eat? You want anything to drink? Are you okay? Do you need me to spritz you with the water hose? She has this bottle. She's like, it's like
from here on out, I'm going to call you Mr. Ricky.
Mr. Ricky. So it's just a great experience. Now, it did get windy, and while we were that was just a holding area outside. So while we were outside one day, we left our tents and had to go do our parts. It's outside and everything else. But while we were there, all of a sudden we heard commotion. It was so windy, the tents flew away.
Oh, no.
So they managed to get all the tents, and they put them up. And so we just went to go sit back in our chairs again. That was a bright, sunny day. And they said, we're going to move you guys to behind one of the metal trailers that's there so that you can have shade.
Ooh.
And my PA followed me around with a huge umbrella, so my makeup wouldn't get burned. I was like, this is the life.
Maybe because I have kids, but it sounds to me like they treat you guys like toddlers, which is so like funny. Like, come with us. We're going to do your hair and makeup. Sit here. Now you sit here and we'll come get you. And then they come and get you. They put you in the car and they sit you down and they're like, oh, are you hot? Here. Be in the shade. Here, Mom has an umbrella. We'll follow you around. Do you need me to spritz you? Like, that's what it sounds like.
I see why these major celebrities
have the complexes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because they're treated like that.
When people kissing your ass, excuse my language, when people kissing your ass like that, I can see where these people get an attitude, but they have to remember where they came from.
Yeah.
You know, I would never forget my roots growing up in the projects, stressed over paying the water bill as a kid with my mom, eating biscuits and gravy, one meal a day, if that. I remember those days, and I'll never forget that. So I'm blessed that I have this opportunity to do this.
It's kind of nice that we have your perspective of it, because I think we know, like, when you think about movie stars, you're like, oh, everybody does everything for them. But, like, when you talk about, like, the details, like you were, like, they take me here, they move me here for the shade, all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, it's not just that they have somebody doing things for them, it's that every minute detail is thought about before they have to think about it and is handled for them already.
Oh yeah, they take your lunch order in the morning.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of like being a toddler. Like, you don't have to.
Let me tell you. So lunch, breakfast, and lunch. So I'll get the set like at 5 in the morning, and it's immediately when they see you, hey, we're taking orders for breakfast and lunch. What you want?
So you don't even have to worry about it or think about it.
And so they hand me their phone. I'm looking at it. I say, okay, what can I have? The whole damn menu if you want. They'll deliver it to you. So I'm in my trailer. I'm already dressed, ready to go. And all of a sudden they bring bags to you with your character's name on it. And they hand it to you. There's your food right there. They take it away.
And I'm sure, too, like, if you have a special diet or anything, they'd probably cater to that as well, right?
Maybe. I don't care.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, if it were Jennifer with her celiac, like, they probably would have catered to that.
And they asked me that. Do I have any allergies and all that? Phenomenal experience with that, too.
I can't imagine. Like, that sounds so fun to do every now and again, but I can't imagine living in a bubble like that.
And like I said, there's two main actors, and I can see them because, if I said their name, you know who they are. And I can see where they could easily get used to that because they had different types of trailers, too. So you got your trailer for the people who are there short term. Then you have the trailer for the people who are there going to be months on end. And then, of course, you got the big time celebrities who have the mega trailers. All right. So it's just different ones.
Yeah.
But we're all treated the same.
Yeah.
Our director was fantastic. And he's done quite a few things too. The assistant director was phenomenal. I recognized him. I went, oh, I know who you are.
Wow. And
they even came up and they said, they were like, Ricky, do you need anything? And the director, I had to walk to the wheelchair in kind of like some unleveled terrain because we're outside.
Oh, okay.
And he took my arm and he led me to my wheelchair. He said, "Is everything okay? Do you need anything?" I said, "No, this is great. Okay, just we're set. And if that's all right, if you need anything, you let us know. You're a personal assistant." So I love that.
We need to get you one.
My PA. Team, my PA would come by all the time. Okay, you're fine. And then she would say, okay, well, your collar's not right. So she fixed my collar. She did this. If my leg, pants leg was up a little bit, she put that down. I mean, it's just, I was pampered. Like, and then in hair and makeup, I had eye boogers right here. You know, that crusty stuff.
Yeah.
And they were so careful to take it out and everything else. I was like, wow, this is the life. Calgon, take me away. So, anyway, that's done. Now, it is possible that they call me back, because the way this role is a part of the big scheme of things. But again, I wish I could tell y'all so much more, but I can't.
I agree. I wish you could tell us so much more too, but you've told us so much. Like it's fun to hear your experiences like on set and what it's like. I mean, there's a lot of us that are listening that'll never get to experience something like that. And so it's nice for you to pull back the veil because in all honesty, you're one of us still. Like you're not a big celebrity. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you're just one.
And I'll always be.
I agree.
Well, you know, and the thing is, I did acting in theater when I was a teenager and a kid. And then after that, I was done. Never did it again. And it wasn't until 2019, I think I told the story before, wasn't until 2019 when I said, you know what, I want to do more voiceover work. And I was at the radio station here in Iowa, and I called around and emailed a lot of places, agencies in Chicago for voiceover work, and everybody's like, well, we don't get a lot and blah, blah, blah. But one agency said, we don't really get a lot, but why don't you come in for an audition to do film? I said, I really don't. I'm too chunky. I don't want to do that. But I did it anyway. So I scheduled it. He said, find a monologue to do, like a 30-second monologue, come in and audition for us. That's all right. So I went to this agency, which, by the way, is SAG-AFTRA franchised. So that made them more legit because you got to be real careful what agency, because there's some scammers out there. And if they want you to pay anything other than the percentage that they take out of your check, don't go with them.
That's really good advice. I mean, I feel like every day we're dodging a billion scammers in one way or another. Oh, yeah. And so having advice like that, if you're interested in acting, is really important.
So many people are once they get a compliment from somebody who's supposed to be an agent, once they get a compliment and they're like, oh, yeah, we want to sign all that, they forget about common sense.
Yeah.
And common sense is if they ask you to pay for anything out of your own pocket, no. A legitimate agent will never do that. What they do is, if it's SAG union project, it's usually 10%. If it's non-union, it's 20%, because the SAG project pays a lot more than a non-union. So they take more out of that, but 20%. And then there's some agents that would do split in the middle, 15%. So I have 3 agencies, and my manager/agent, she does 15.
Is it normal to have multiple agencies?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Especially different areas.
Okay.
So I have one for Chicago, one for the Midwest, and one for New York and LA.
Okay.
So, but the point is, though, is that just be careful, because the only money they should be taking is that percentage after you do the project. That's it. If they ask you to pay for anything else, walk away.
I mean, like I said, I think that's really good advice for anybody that's looking to get into it. And I don't even know if people knew that they needed multiple agents depending on if they were willing to travel and things like that. You
don't need. Now, here's the thing about the Atlanta market, and this just tells you how huge the Atlanta market has gotten. Because what they do is you have to be referred. You can't just submit your stuff anymore.
Is LA probably like
LA is like that, New York is like that.
Yeah.
But Atlanta has gotten so big in the acting community that like they're major.
They do all the major like Marvel things and stuff right now.
Right. Assembly Studios, they do that.
It's always at the end of any show or movie where you see that Georgia peach. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, they were shooting in Georgia. I feel like I see that more. It's probably...
Well, Georgia gives great incentives, tax incentives. That's fine.
That makes sense.
But the Iowa, several years ago, I think before I even moved to Iowa, their film commission was involved in embezzlement.
What?
So they had to shut down, and so it's hard to get SAG projects here because Iowa now has a reputation. The current commission that they reformed is doing, in fact, Liz, who I think she left but recently for other reasons, but Liz was great as a director for that. And she, so trying to get that trust back up again. But to do that, Iowa has to offer tax incentives for them to come here to do major projects. So, like the Field of Dreams movies,
Right.
stuff like that. That was made before that embezzlement issue, because I think the person who did this took the money and bought himself cars,
That's crazy.
all this stuff. This is what I hear. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know for a
100%.
fact. Do your own research.
I just know that they closed down and SAG projects aren't coming here the way it should. But anyway, so Atlanta's like that. Big, just huge big movie studios everywhere.
Wow.
Tyler Perry just got a brand new studio he built. It's huge, massive. I think it's the biggest in the state.
That's crazy.
While I was in Atlanta, I found the neighborhood that they filmed Stranger Things, the kids' houses.
Oh, you did?
I did. I found it, and I even did a TikTok video. I drove around, and I just panned the different houses around there. I was gonna go to where the hospital was. That was the main center of things, but I didn't have time to go there. I wanted to go to the buyer's house, the Rackety Shack house. I wanted to go there, but I didn't have time. But you can Google the location, filming locations, and
That's awesome.
that's where I got it.
That's so
I
cool.
just spit across the day. So anyway, it was great being there. I've got some other projects, coming up soon that I've done. I got audition for a commercial. Just found out I got it.
Really?
I did.
Probably can't tell us anything about that.
It's for a cell phone company.
Oh,
That's all I can
that's
say.
all you can say. All right.
For a cell phone commercial.
And so we'll all be able to see you on TV?
See, you know what? Let me tell you something. There's a certain person. I don't know if I want to say who they is. But there's a certain person who I love them to death, but when I was telling them about the project that I just got through doing in Atlanta, is this something that we actually can see, or is this make believe, whatever?
That's
So they don't ever dismiss when people make shorts,
yeah.
or don't ever dismiss independent film, because there are a lot of major actors like Charlene Theron. I'm not saying her name right. She was in independent films before she ever became a mega star. But this person seems like he dismisses.
I hope you don't think that I was doing that. I just wanted
No,
to
it
know.
wasn't you.
Oh,
It was a guy.
I was just saying, I hope you don't think that I was saying that. I just want to make sure that
No.
the fam's on the lookout, so when they're watching TV and your face comes up.
Exactly. But the thing is, I was like, there's a great studio that has recently formed here called Mediaverse.
Okay.
And I went out there to film I forgot what we filmed. Gordon. There's a independent film called Gordon that a buddy of mine, Frank, is doing, and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
So he's doing that. I did a little bit. I played a detective in it. There's another film that's here called Remote, and the funny thing about that one is I was supposed to play the sheriff. They bought the costume too small.
Oh.
So I played a background guy. That's fine.
That's still fun, though.
It's still fun. I was at the scene of the crime. They showed me even in the trailer standing there saying whatever.
That's still fun, though.
But the point is,
I mean, it's
you have to start somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks that the uniform is small, but I'm so glad that you were able to stay and still be a part of it.
Michael Minard is another director in the area. I was in a couple of his things like The Entity. I was in Closing Shop. I was in, and by the way, they won international awards at film festivals. And film festivals are a major component of these. So if you can get into a short or independent film and they submit to film festivals, that's gold, because major networks are at these film festivals that may purchase that film,
Right.
or the rights to redo the film or whatever. So you want to go to those film festivals as an actor, as a director. So it's so blessing that these were submitted and we won so many awards. And I love it. Now, The Entity, I can talk about that because that's out. The Entity, I play a mob boss who someone puts a hit on, but it's a supernatural hit. Yes,
The
supernatural.
worst kind of hit.
Closing shop. I play another gangster. I seem to be
I was gonna say,
stereotyped.
are you getting cast type?
I'm either a security guard, a mafia guy, or a cop.
All right.
And I'm cool with it. Cast me on the next Sopranos. I'm good. And with this voice here,
Yeah.
I mean, forget about it. There you go. So we all right.
Yeah.
So I'd love to do that. But so, yeah. And I've got other auditions out there as well. I've done a lot of, like for the voiceover, I've done a lot of small little PSAs for different companies.
So cool.
I did one for a school in Connecticut.
A school?
It's I love it. So they wanted to kind of touch drunk driving,
Okay.
but they did it in a cool way. They did it as you shouldn't do drunk wizardry. So you shouldn't cast spells when you're drunk as a wizard. So if you go to, again, my website, studiobvox.com, you'll see Drunk Wizard or whatever it is. I named it. And you can listen to it.
That's awesome.
And it starts out with, ling, 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 and I have this British accent.
Yeah.
And then this messed up Harry Potter.
That's awesome. We'll put the link to the website below, but that's so
Do I have to
cool.
pay?
Yeah, I mean, we could use a donation. We haven't had one since Holly.
Y'all want to donate? Oh, yeah, we need sponsors too, don't we?
Yeah, well, what we need are subscribers.
Subscribe. Go to our YouTube channel. If you're watching this, probably there. Subscribe, please.
There's
You actually help out the disabled community by doing that too.
there's 80% of people watching on YouTube right now that aren't subscribed. I got the data.
What?
They tell me. Isn't that shocking?
Look, it's just a click of a button. That's all you gotta do. And again, you know what? And I'm on being more serious. It seems like film projects, podcasts, and all that, if there's someone disabled in it like I am, it doesn't get the recognition that other places do. And so I'm going to use that real quick towards the end that we're doing. Please subscribe. And again, it helps out with the disabled community for representation. And we would love that. So if you're watching this, I love for you to subscribe so you can enjoy more of whatever this is.
And we've talked about our goal with this is just to keep it real.
Oh yeah, we can, man.
The only time things are edited are if Ricky gets a phone call during this podcast or somebody comes up and they don't want that conversation in. But like, we're just here literally in the restaurant hanging out. Customers come up to us all the time. We don't edit anything. We're just, maybe our audio's a little off. Maybe I've hit the camera a couple of times.
Or if I hit the cable and she yells at me.
We're trying to keep this as real as possible. We don't want a sterile room where we sit down and everything's picture perfect all the time. We want this to be real because right now life is so not real. There's so much AI. There's so many filters. There's so much editing.
I watched a podcast, and I'm not going to speak ill of anybody, but I'm just saying, I watched a podcast the other day, and the guy acted like he was on radio. And so he talked like this the whole time. And he said, you know what, the birds are flying today. The weather is dull. I mean, it was just like, oh my God. And then he would sit there and stare at the camera. And by the way, I have to go use the bathroom. So, I mean, it's just, that's not what I want to hear. I want to hear real life stories.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Nothing I have told you has been made up. Everything has been real.
Well, that's the reason we wanted to do this podcast is because, we knew you from the radio and all the stories you'd been telling, but we knew you in person too. And like, these things were really happening to him real life. Like, these family stories are real.
I had an alligator in my,
and we'll get into those in a couple episodes here, but I mean, these things that happen to you are real. And I think
You notice how she shut me down when I said that?
I didn't want you to spill any tea.
Don't say nothing else. I told you. We'll get to it. You go by my script, damn it.
Yeah, we're also clearly not scripted.
No.
We're just a makeshift, because we could have done things like use the public library. There are spaces to film podcasts and to record podcasts that are quiet and nice. Like the public library has a place where we wouldn't have issues with me hitting a camera, or we wouldn't have audio quality.
That makes it textured, though. That makes it textured.
I just feel like it adds to the layer of sincerity to us. Like, is it the most clean thing you're going to hear on your drive home or in the house? No. But, like, it's also not supposed to be.
No, we don't want it that way. In fact, the very first episode, what did we say?
We're not
professionals. We are not professionals.
And we're definitely not trying to be. Because there are so many places we could have filmed this and it would have been absolutely perfect. But that's not fun.
Everybody's trying to be perfect these days.
I know.
We are not plastic surgeons. I'm sorry.
You know what's fun? Eating pizza and just talking.
Speaking of which.
Well, we're not open yet.
Yeah, we're not open yet. Hey, look here. That's the end of this episode. Look, I enjoyed it. Thank you for viewing Ricky's Big World with Roxanna, Jana, and myself. We're going to leave the light on for you, so you just walk on in and say howdy. Just don't bring no mess with you, okay? Because we got enough drama on our own, all right? Goodbye. So,